So far, the North Sea has been in a
Yeah, we know it's getting quite spicy quickly out there.
Perfect Scheveningen conditions today.
Lambrou and Van der Werken, Botin and Trittel have traded blows all through the qualifying rounds.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement there.
Prispatek and Piasecki are close in third and lead a trio of poles.
So far so good.
The Dutch and Spanish are tied.
6 races of Goldfleet ahead and everything can happen.
The battle to be in the top 10 is fierce and the level ramped up throughout the Goldfleet.
Many things will happen, it's going to be very interesting.
The ongoing fight between the Spanish and the double defending Dutch champions raged until the last day.
Try to do that as good as possible and we'll see where it ends up.
Super tight, so we just need to play our game.
They traded places, but the Spanish fell at the last and the Dutch win gold.
Yeah, today was definitely the right moment to have one of your best days.
3 years ago, I asked Floris to get back into 49er sailing. That worked out really well. We ended up winning the Worlds after only a month of sailing, and from then on we just kept on going at it, and now we're here with our third title.
Bart is a person who knows what he wants, you know, and not only in life but also on the race course. Good in his decision making, and if he sees something on the race course, he dares to go for it, and that works very well.
It's a good match, and I think Floris is adding a lot to the teamwork in the team, also with Coach Rick, and making sure that the teamwork stays up to the right level, you know.
We dream about an Olympic medal. Yeah, that's the main goal, and that's the dream, and the dream is still alive.
I'm just happy and just taking it all in, and just gonna enjoy the medal race and just see what's gonna happen.
So let's just take a little bit of a moment to remind ourselves of the standings. In that top spot and with an unassailable lead, it is all about the Netherlands pair. The Bart Lambrix and Floris van der Werken. Now those two are here getting another World Championship win. That is all but waiting for them. They know it is theirs for the taking. The big question is whether it will be Spain, Switzerland or Great Britain in silver spot. Well, the big battle for silver does not contain this boat here. This is going to be our world champions. That battle is already done. On board at the moment with the Netherlands pair, Lambrix and Werken. Just getting themselves, again, just doing another loop. We have 17 seconds to go, and look at the speed. It is like wind. So much of that pace is coming from 2.5 knots of tide underneath. This is on board Botin and Trittel from Spain, coming in with boats on top. USA ducking underneath, getting that port flyer, and the gun fires very close to the line of the committee boat end. And I think potentially one boat over. We're going to have to wait and see. Poland 10 getting a strong start. Bucksack and Zibricki coming off well from the pin end. Great British pair. coming through as well from the middle of the line. New Zealand, Poland as well in there too. And it looks like we might be getting a little bit of info from the committee vote as to exactly who was over. We're going to wait to see precisely. Clear start, they have said. They have confirmed a clear start. So they've got the best view of the house, and if you were this team here, the world number 6 pair of Bucksack and Wizikri, you have come off the pin end, and you've come off quite nicely. But I'd say the best start here, Shirley, has got to go to McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand. They have come off the middle of that line, judged it well.
I mean, pin perfect. And so easy to do with 2 knots of current pushing you over the line. What a start they had.
And the breeze here as well, Tom. You know, we're into some nice power here. Helm and crew both wiring.
Yeah, it looks like there's, you know, full power conditions. They're both fully on trapeze. But going back to that start, you know, horrible start if you're Diego and Flo. Just missed timing. It might have got caught up with another boat, but just missed the acceleration. And you often see a couple in the 49er class starting on port, and especially in this current, it's a low risk maneuver because you don't have to judge the line yourself. All you need to do is dip behind the boats who are taking the risk to judge the line, and it's something that you see Bart and Flores do a fair bit, and they do it well.
Well, this is the pack at the moment that right now sailing nicely, coming off the line well and holding their lanes. Croatia, they are still pushing out to the left. There we can see the attack starting to happen. Shami Fantella and Mihoville coming back over. There's the New Zealand pair. That is McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand with that strong start in the middle. They are now coming over. We are already at the halfway stage of this first upwind leg. It's a shorter course for the medal race, only 10 boats, shorter line. The corners come very quickly and the upwind will feel extremely quick. And in fact, we have got, well, a lead change for sure, but Poland 10, who are very, very, very close at the moment to being over that ley line. Bucksack and Wizikri have really pushed all the way far left. They came off that pin side. There you can see them coming through, and I think they're going to be starting to put the bow down because that tide is going to sweep everybody up to the top of the course very quickly.
Yeah, the tide has taken them from the right-hand side of your screen to the left-hand side of the screen. And they look like they tacked on the ley line. They're going to be way over by the time they get there.
These are the boats coming in from the other side of the racetrack at the moment. The action here in the middle. On the far side of the course, we have got the world champion pair in waiting. Great Britain there just off the screen on the right-hand side. Now you can see everybody pushing out on port tack, trying to get themselves round. A few boats now coming in from starboard. Spain coming through. The boat that started today in second place, but the Spanish pair, Botín and Trittle, right now down in the pack, and that is pushing them down into the bronze medal position. But there is a nice tack at the windward mark. It is slow, but it's controlled as well. Did a great job. The tack and the heel, the bear away was there, and a very quick set for the New Zealand pair. McCarty and Mackenzie now down onto the run, and behind them it's starting to look a little bit chaotic. You're gonna have to thread your way through the field here. Privacek and Kolodowski from Poland coming round, and you can see how far over the ley line Poland 10 was. They managed to get themselves through, I believe. They're going to be tacking there. We go on board now, just as we come round, and it is real chaos. The tide is sweeping them above the mark. So people are able to come in a little bit late, and there is some space being generated. Light winds on the way down. Spain becalmed underneath the green spinnaker of the World Championship pair in waiting, the Netherlands team. Great Britain also having to come up. James Finster really pushing the bow up, trying to get a little bit of pace. And there's no trouble for those boats out in front with clear air. That first upwind leg already complete, and the pack has been shuffled.
Yeah, that seemed like a short, very, very short beat. From the start, we were already at the top mark, and it seemed, for what looked like a little bit skewed, so longer on port and not very much time on starboard. So that's why you saw the Polish overlay.
And at the other end of the field, McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand. I mean, they really have pulled out really nicely, and it must be so nice when you come around a windward mark. There's chaos behind you, and you think, well, that's behind us. You know, we're good, we're off. Behind the New Zealand pair, the fleet are starting to pack up as everyone begins to attack the breeze of the boat in front. Jibe now for New Zealand, out in front, McCarty and Mackenzie. Smooth jibe, smooth transition in power to windward, but a long way back is the great British pair of James Peters and Flynn Stewart, the world number 15. But they're a good way further up this course. The leaders, New Zealand. One boat that has split and completely split and gone all the way on the other side. In fact, so far out from the left-hand side and over towards the horizon that the tracker can't pick them up is Spain. That is the boat that came into today in second place, and they need to do something now to get back into that silver medal position. The Spanish pair have committed to that inshore route. You can see them in the background with that blue kite. Out in front, McCarty and Mackenzie rounding and leading the fleet, still stretching out if anything and managing to find some really nice pace in these tough conditions. Then it's the turn of Poland number 5, Pribacek, the helm, doing a good job staying on the wire and managing to balance that power all the way round. Then the late drop from the Croatian duo, Shimi Fantella. It was a late drop, but the crew managed to whip it into the chute. Similar course of action here for Barrows and Henkin from the United States. And I'm guessing here on the way up, there wasn't an awful lot of passing lanes on the way down, not a lot of options on the way up as well. Boat speed drag race.
We'll be back with the men's skiff final race in a moment. Do stay with us.
Out of my vision, a boat that I forgot about was Spain. Boateen and Trittle, they tried something bold and courageous, but ultimately foolhardy on that first downwind going into the shore. It did not work for them, and they started today in the silver medal position, and they are losing it right now. So these are the predictive standings. If all the boats stay or finish as they are right now, you can see Spain slips down from second in the world down to third. Work to do for the Spanish, but a chance to enjoy the rewards from a fantastic start for McCarty and Mackenzie of New Zealand. Bold move in the middle of the line with the tide taking you over. They were so close that by my eye I thought they were, but the race officer with the best view in the house says they were clean, and just look at the reward that it's given them. The Swiss pair, Schneider and De Planta, at the moment, with the positions of everybody right now, they will be taking that second spot. The unconventional sailing style of the 49er, well, unconventional compared to normal dinghies. The main sheet with the crew, the jib with the helm, the coordination between the two of them in this boat, in the skiff, so much more important, you could argue, than some other double-handers.
These guys are in sync at the moment and, yeah, sailing away.
Sailing away and completing their final tack into that upwind mark. The tide helping them. It looked like a little bit of a tight ley line, but look at how much the tide just sweeps them sideways to the left right now, taking them past that mark. That's why they're bearing away early, bearing away with confidence. McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand, they have stretched, they have gained distance here, and as the spinnaker is up and pulling, they are going to pull further and further ahead. Downwind, we didn't see many opportunities for any of the boats to split and try and get some distance back. One boat tried to do it inshore, that was Spain, and it worked out very poorly for them. So for the New Zealand pair, they should be very confident in holding that lead that they've gained. Next around, in second place at the top of the course for the final time, Pribacek and Kolandinsky from Poland. The helm, two-time Olympian, now with a new pairing, fifth at the last Worlds. They will be finishing outside of the top 5 in the current positions. Croatia, number 3, now coming round. Shimi Fantella, Mihovil. Poland 10 again coming in from very high on the other side of the course. Bukzak and Wazipri coming in, having to reach into that mark. It's pretty risky doing that maneuver and doing it twice. I mean, that's intentional. This boat here, McCarty and Mackenzie, New Zealand 4 leading, looking very comfortable, looking very calm. They are jumping up from 6th into 4th place. They are pushing down Great Britain, and they are pushing down USA as well.
I think they've got such a big lead now. I think they know they're going to win the race. It's often in this sort of position you'll start to look back and see if the points are lining in your favour. So you'll be, if they'll be looking at where the USA boat is, where the British boat is, where the Swiss boat is, just to see has some miracle happened where they've got the exact amount of points between all the boats that they can jump up. But so they'll be starting to look backwards more than forwards and see how happy they're going to be when they finish this race. Yeah, it's interesting to see the difference in technique as well. Obviously the crew here fully out on trapeze and the skipper in, which normally just adds to the feel with the skipper not needing to do too much work and allowing the boat trim on the crew. So it'll be interesting to see how the other crews are doing it if we get as close up, but definitely they had a nice technique there.
It was an amazing start. It was a strong performance. It was incredibly well judged. And the reward for coming off the middle of the line when nobody else was able to judge it with such accuracy is this moment here. McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand jibing to go across the line. You can see how strong the current was as the boat comes to a near standstill. But the hard work is behind them. They win the medal race here in the 2023 World Championships. Well, for them, at the moment, it looks like 4th overall, but they're going to have to wait to see what happens behind. The next boat through the line, Poland number 5, Privatek and Kolodinsky. They started the day down in 9th. This could be good enough to put them up into 7th, and that's why we're seeing the celebrations. Jibing one more time to come through the line. Smooth jibe, keeping the power on, just keeping the boat moving forward. Shimi Fantella and Mihovil from Croatia. As things lie, they might have lost 1 place overall in the medal race. There's so much tied on that finish, and this is going to be incredibly close between these boats. We have got the World Championship pair in waiting. Netherlands number 1, Lambrix and Worken. Down at the bottom of your picture, in the yellow bibs, they are stealing the breeze of the other boats to leeward. Everybody here having to do far more jibes than they thought they were going to get through this line. The red bibs of Switzerland on the left-hand side, Schneider and De Planter as we go on board that boat. At the moment, doing enough to take the silver spot. They're going to be coming into view shortly on that left-hand side. The 2 American teams coming through now, Barrows and Henken. And Mullerus and McCarmin coming through here. It's 1 more jibe to go. Poland coming in with a little bit of pace. Bucksack, Wizikbri coming through. USA 84 safely through the lines. Barrows and Henken coming through, but it is very light here. Purple Kite gets room, but they don't need it. They're going to be jibing and going behind. Very light, very strong current, and for USA 43, Mullerus and McDarren, they was very close to not being able to hold that position. Poland 10 now come across the line. Bucksack and Wizikbri coming through. Now we get a very tight battle between Switzerland and Great Britain. The blue kite of James Pitters and Flynn Stewart from Great Britain. They've got the power to take the boat through the line and keep Switzerland 77 behind. Schneider and De Planter then come through, needing that extra power. You cannot take your foot off the gas just at the last minute. But Switzerland go through, and it looks like they have done enough. It looks like finishing that far ahead from Spain will mean that this pair here has come up from 3rd overall into 2nd. The medal race, the light winds, and their cool heads have done the work. But the World Championship title going to that boat behind in the yellow bibs. Lambrix and Worken from the Netherlands, the world number 1 pair. Another World Championship win. They won the Worlds last time. Another now here. And the boat that tried to recover with such a bold tactical move, taking the side of the course downwind that nobody else wanted, but they needed to do something. Diego Botín and Florian Trittel from Spain coming through the line, having slipped from the silver medal position into 3rd after that final medal race completed.
A tough outcome for the Spanish team, but for Schneider and De Planter from Switzerland, an upgrade to silver.
McCarty and Mackenzie from New Zealand finished 4th overall, just ahead of the Americans and the Brits.
Diego, that was a really tough race.
Yeah.
Tell me about that last downwind leg.
Yeah, it was a tough race. We misread the current a little bit. We thought it was even stronger than what it was, and we had a very bad start, and yeah, we couldn't climb on the downwind, so it wasn't our best medal race.
Yeah, you two have been together for a while. You know, we see you winning medals. You've won a medal at the World Championship, but you've also lost a medal here. And just tell me about that decision making on that beat. I won't hammer it too much.
No, it's fine. The most important thing is that we take these valuable learnings home for the next season and obviously for the games. And yeah, the other teams have done it better, so congrats to them. And yeah, for us, learning and learning.
It's a medal. It's not the colour that they wanted, but it is a medal, and it is a strong performance as well. There we have our world champions, Bart Lambrix, Floris van der Werken from the Netherlands, up on the top of the podium with the flag and the smiles telling the story. Great work here on the waters of Scheveningen. We had to wait for this day, we had to wait long and hard, but the sailors waited, and now we have our World Championship winning team.
Get into Gold Fleet and race on.
The fight for 49er FX qualification has been fierce. 19 nations making up the top 25 teams.
It's a long event.
The battle for Gold Fleet sees teams pushing hard and fighting back from poor starts.
Girls are pushing hard and we're also here to push hard.
Bobek and Netzler secure the yellow vest by only dropping 2 points in 9 races.
Sunshine and breeze and good waves.
The 2022 World Silver medalists are faster than the rest by far.
Now the real game begins.
Behind them, the 5 gold medalists and 3 silver medalists in the Gold Fleet fought hard amongst themselves.
Yeah, we had some fun out there.
The Swedish pair of Bobek and Netzler won 7 of 15 races and were 2nd or 3rd for another 5 of them to win the gold, the World Championship and Olympic qualification before the medal race.
We crushed it.
The Swedish duo may have crushed their series, but Mother Nature and a lack of breeze crushed our hopes of a final race. This is the moment the medal race women learned that their points so far would make up the championship overall result.
Let's take a look at the overall standings. So Sweden, world champions. Netherlands take the silver and Australia in bronze.
We were just really focused on getting that first spot from last year. This week's been amazing and unbelievable at the same time.
Yeah, we can finally start to celebrate for real.
Definitely lots of emotions. Olympic qualification on the line. That's not easy, you know. We're so grateful that we pulled through and we got that ticket. And Swedish were unbeatable for us, at least this week. And silver's the best we could do.
It does feel pretty surreal at the moment. I think it'll take a while to settle in, but we're not done yet. And I think we know that we have so much more to give. And it's disappointing we didn't get to go sailing today. But I think what we have in common is that we always want to go out there and we want to do better and we want to work hard. And that's really what's going to get us here. And it's what got us here today.
The boat that has earned an awful lot of respect from everybody in this fleet. Bobek and Netzler from Sweden.
Sweden didn't send a 49er to the last Olympic Games in Tokyo. They had a massive squad of people, a huge investment, and in the end they did not qualify for the Games. And now here they are on the top step of the world.
And celebrations here on the beach of Scheveningen.
Next time we'll have the windsurfers and foiling kites, the quickest sailing class heading to the Olympics.